Hi everyone. Today I thought I would do a little video about some mass market decks that aren't as well known. And I am going to start with the Tarot de Fée. This is a Fée deck, and it is an older deck. But I don't often see it. And it's a sweet deck. And I do have a trimmed copy, but I'm not sure where that is. But this is a Los Scarabeo deck, so it has all the languages on it. It originally had a pretty big guidebook, but you don't need that. The guidebook, I think, is out of print, but it reads pretty well, and it does have, where's the guidebook? It does have a guidebook here. It gives you a little bit of information. Anyway, fun deck. I don't often see it. Okay, the next one is the Manga Tarot. And this is, it's at least 10 years old. It has a little white guidebook. Comes in a box like that. And this is a really pretty deck, I think. It's a mass market deck, too. And it reads great. And is a fun deck. Another deck that I just don't see around much. I see it occasionally, but not that often. And I was going to do that 10 mass market decks tag, but I had more than 10 decks. And if I had picked my top 10, I think you would have already seen, I think other people have done most of the decks I would have picked in my top 10, although the Fée deck might have been in my top 10. Anyway, that's the Manga Tarot. I'm going to do this one. Book of Shadows Tarot. This is volume 1. I think that I haven't had this that long. I think it came in a kit. Maybe I've had this a couple years. The kit had, I think, both this, I think this was actually called As Above or something, and then, let's see if it says that, volume 1, As Above, yeah. And then there was volume 2, So Below. And this is kind of a cool tarot because it has like Earth, Ostara. So it has like water. Instead of having cups and swords and wands, it'll have the element. And then it has like Book of Shadows, Beltane. Instead of the traditional titles, it kind of changes things. Crown of Water changes all the titles around a little bit. Earth, 5 of Earth there. Instead of the Fool, it's the Summerlands. And it's really pretty. The Hangman, instead of the Hangman, it's the Circle. And it is a witchy deck. And I think it's pretty cool looking. And I don't see it much. Yule, Crone of Earth, Elemental of Fire, Maiden of Fire, then Sabbath, Lammas. Then it'll have like omens instead of the tower. It's just kind of unique, but still pretty easy to read. Instead of the High Priestess, it's wisdom. Even though it changes things, It's pretty easy to figure out. And just cool, different, something unique. All right, that is the Book of Shadows, Volume 1. This is called, the next one, New Era Elements Tarot. You might have seen this around. It's been around for a while. It is a really neat deck, and it's really different. And it's mass market. And it is also, it has air. The majors are the traditional majors. It does have the titles on the cards. And it's a limited color palette, obviously. I love the death card. But it is just a different perspective. And I think very beautiful and unique. It's got some diversity in it, which you don't see, honestly, in that many mass market decks. It's got a lot of elemental aspects to it. But anyway, I think it's pretty unique and pretty powerful, and I really like it. And I don't see it used that often. That is, oh, and it also obviously comes in a really nice box. New Era Elements Tarot. All right, I'm gonna go to one of Paulina Cassett. Well, no, Paulina Fay now. So this came out, I don't know, not that long ago, a couple of years ago. And it has got Paulina's artwork, which I always think is very beautiful, very detailed. It is pretty traditional, but just with her artwork. This is one of my favorite decks of hers. It's a lot of animals, but some fae characters in with it. And very beautiful, I think. And the palette is so soft and pretty. And a lot of her artwork ends up being on normal tarot card size. And this one's a little bigger. So that's a normal size. So with this deck, it's nice because you can see the artwork more. And you can see more of the details and things. I really enjoy this deck. And I love the soft color palette. Anyway, very pretty deck. Phantasma Tarot. All right. Next, we'll do the Barbieri Tarot, which is, I bet I only had this a couple of years. It's not that old. But it's got some darkness to it. And it looks like an older deck than it actually is. But I do think it is kind of cool. And I use it all year round, but it could be used around, oh, I love this card. Around, it's got a lot of dragons and angels, and could be used around Halloween time or Samhain time. But I don't really see it around. Kind of cool. Kind of intense, though. Artwork kind of reminiscent of the 80s. If you like that style. Barbieri Tarot. All right. This one's been around a long time. It's called Navigators Tarot of the Mystic Sea. And this is a really great deck. It is Thoth based. And the artwork's really cool. It's got the Thoth titles. Characters are very different looking. It's got a lot going on. Oh, this beautiful Empress. Just very cool and really great deck to use. And I started reading with Thoth when I first started reading tarot long ago. So I tend to enjoy the Thoth decks, but this one, you could pick it up pretty fast. Anyway, that is the Navigators Tarot of the Mystic Sea. Well worth spending some time with it. Yeah. All right, next one. You've probably seen this one, but I'm going to show it anyway. It's the Cosmic Tarot. I love this deck. I did trim mine. Comes with a guidebook. It also has a book you can get. I'm not sure if the book is still available or not. But this is old Hollywood style. But I like it a lot trimmed. Love that star card. And when you lay this card or this deck all out, the palette is so pretty. Just unique and cool. Still nothing like it to this day that I've seen. And you probably recognize some of the movie stars in it. Beautiful world card. But been around a while and just never get tired of this deck. And you know, you see this quite a bit. But I just thought I'd show it because I do think it is really special. Okay, that is the Cosmic Tarot. Next one is the Uncommon Tarot. And this is a newer deck, but pretty different. This is the guidebook. Pretty cool deck. Pretty modern, unique. Really fun to use. It is a collage deck. It feels like an indie deck. It's hard sometimes to believe some of the decks that are mass market now. And I don't know if this was a Kickstarter or if it just was always mass market. I love this card. But I think this has been out, I don't know, at least a couple of years. Really pretty. But just really cool deck for a mass market deck. I don't know why I don't see this one more. But anyway, that is the Uncommon Tarot. All right. Next one is the Vision Quest Tarot. I love this deck. Use this deck over and over and over and over. Never get sick of it. This deck is just gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful deck. And it is more of a Thoth-based deck. And it does have keywords on it. Kind of titles, keywords. It's a little different than the Thoth. But they fit and they work. And it's been in print for a long time, but it is still in print. And this one is amazing to use. Really, really great deck. And just beautiful. I just absolutely think this deck is gorgeous. This would have definitely been, if I was just showing you 10 decks, it would have definitely been in my top 10. For top 10 mass market decks. And that is the Vision Quest Tarot. And it actually has a really nice guidebook. It's kind of thick. It's an AGM deck. All right. Next one is the Urban Tarot. And this one, probably, I don't know, I think it was a Kickstarter sometime like around 2014, 15. And I did not back it, and I missed that. I think the Kickstarter version was smaller, and I think the cardstock was almost kind of a linen cardstock, but I'm just really glad to have this deck. It is also a Thoth-based deck, but just absolutely beautiful deck. I love the Death is a Doctor. Perfect. And I think about a year or two after it came out, it came out mass market. Maybe it was a few years after. But I'm just thankful that it did come out mass market. And I'm really thrilled to have this deck. And even the, it has keywords and or titles on it too. And even the court cards have them. It's got titles, and it's got titles on like the Knight of Wands is the rock star. But very fun deck. Nice to have it. And the deck I've had for a really long time, since the mid-80s probably. This was one of my first decks that I used to start reading for other people. I don't really do that.
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, sorry, yeah, stock. I don't really do that anymore, but I did when we'd go places. I'd use this in my Thoth deck. Anyway, this is cat people that live in space and they have their whole world set up, and there is a guidebook for this that's pretty big, but you know, the little white book actually has quite a bit. You can figure out what's going on from just reading that. It is a little different, but pretty easy to read, and it is really perfect in the winter because everybody's in fur and hats and robes, and it's just a cool deck. I use it every winter. I used to use it all year round, all the time, but now I have so many decks. Yeah, Liz got in there. And that is Tarot of the Cat People. And it is a different deck and very fun. I think everybody should have a copy of that, but not everybody's into cats. If you are, or even if you can tolerate them, it's a really cool deck. And that is the box. It might have a different box nowadays, but still in print. Okay, this next one is the Russian Tarot of St. Petersberg. And this is just a really pretty deck. And if you like those gold decks, then this one is still in print. And even though this is kind of small, it's actually pretty easy to see. And it's really a pretty deck. And it's just unique, different, something kind of cool. Never see this hardly. But fun. And who knows how long it'll be in print. Oh, I forgot a couple decks. I'll have to run and go get those. Okay, anyway, that is the Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg. And I am going to show you, I don't have the mass market edition of this one, but I do think this is an amazing deck. The mass market is pretty darn similar. Just has a huge guidebook, and it has the titles kind of in gold up here. And this is the Dark Goddess Tarot. And I have heard people, well, they don't like this because of the titles, but you know what? The fact that you can get this is amazing. And this is a really cool deck about goddesses. And it's got goddesses from all over the world, and it's just fun to use. Love this one. And it's beautiful. It is just a really, really pretty, really cool, unique deck. Lucky that it is available as a mass market deck. And the guidebook is a lot bigger and nicer than the original guidebook, which is kind of small. And so I don't have the mass market one, although sometimes I think I should get it just because of the guidebook. But I think I got a PDF of this when I originally got it. Anyway, really cool deck, well worth having. Lucky that we have the mass market deck. It's by Ellen Lorenzi Prince, and she did, her decks usually go out of print. So we are lucky to have this in a mass market deck. I wanted to show you the Everyday Enchantment Tarot. And it comes in this box like this. And this one is one that I just put back in order and edged. I thought I put it back in order. Anyway, I had put it back in order. And I don't know if you can see, but I edged all the different suits in different colors. So like I did the black, the majors in black, and then the coins in green, and the blades or swords in purple. And it's really pretty that way. I have not trimmed this because the backs are so beautiful. And this is a Poppy Palin deck. It is very modern, and it just depicts real people and life the way it is in Europe there. I don't see this deck a ton either. Some people like the art, some people don't, but I think the art is amazing and the detail is amazing. And it's a great reader. The cards are kind of big. And that is the Everyday Enchantment Tarot. And next I'm going to show you a little, I think this is this is Mass Market. And these are just little cards that you can draw every day. But I think these are so beautiful. This is Let Go by Akelpridum. I hope I'm saying it right. I'm from Hawaii, so these are really sweet, I think. So they'll just say things. A river of love flows through you when you let go. Fragrant are the flowers that bloom when you smile and let go. If you have a problem and you have an opportunity, so let go of all blame. But just really, really pretty. Just fun to wrap up a reading. And I don't see this around much either. Mass Market, but it's set in the tropics. So it always reminds me of home. Really beautiful. And that is Let Go. And then I'm going to show you a deck that I don't have the Mass Market version. And the Mass Market version is not available yet, but it's coming. This is called the Afro Tarot Arcana. And this is the regular version of the deck. Not there's a opalescent special edition that's really pretty too. And this is just the regular one. But I think this is such a beautiful deck. And it is going to be Mass Market soon. And this is the indie version, but and it isn't available yet. But it will be. So I just thought, oh, I'm going to go ahead and show this. It's by Andrea Furtick. And when I was at the Tarot Symposium, Northwest Tarot Symposium, she was there speaking. It was fun. She did a really nice job. So I just thought it would be fun to show you ahead of time what's coming. Oh, so I got upside down. I don't see this around that much either, but it is a really cool deck. I love that card. And I think that is it. Thank you for watching.